Welcome back everybody. So this is gonna be a quick update video for you guys on stock market, and before we get started, please smash that like button, and 100 plus likes on this video would be greatly appreciated guys. And if you're new here, consider subscribing. Now if you want to get my daily trade ideas, swing trade ideas, live trading, and you want to support the channel, definitely check out their link down below in the description for Patreon. And now let's get right into it. Dow is down 0.49%, Nasdaq going down 0.96%, S&P going down 0.65%, and Russell going up 0.19%. And here's the 11 sectors that makes up S&P 500. On top, we got basic materials leading the way, industrials, energy, financial, and utilities. Look at here on bottom, technology taking a massive beating, communication services, consumer cyclical, healthcare, consumer defensive. Now also let's talk about week to date performance right here. On top, it's a risk off move, energy leading the way, communication services, basic materials, consumer defensive. And look at here on bottom, we got real estate, healthcare, technology, utilities, consumer cyclical, and industrials. And what we got here on stock market map, Tesla finally up 0.66%. We got Amazon going down 2.42%. Meta also going down 1.57%. Netflix going down 1.16%. Google going down 1.50%. Apple staying flat on the day. And then we got Microsoft going down after hitting a fresh new all-time high on Thursday, going down on Friday over 2%. Nvidia staying flat on the day, and AMD, boy oh boy, this was a fantastic play. I'm going to show you guys just a little bit later. It's up on the day 2.14%. So let's talk about a couple things here guys. We got inflation data this week, and guess what? It was high, and inflation is sticky. It's not coming down as expected. What the market did, market went even higher with that CPI, and then even with the PPI on Thursday, market did absolutely nothing. And today we got a small, tiny pullback. I would not even call this a pullback because it's not even 1%. Now, next week we do have FOMC on Wednesday. And look at this Fed's watch tool right here, guys. Now, there is a 50-50 chance going into June we might see a rate cut. That is a coin flip, and I think it might actually stay up, and we're not going to get any rate cuts going into June because inflation coming back up again, and it's really sticky. It's not going down. But if you actually ask me and say, hey, do you see inflation coming down? I don't see anything going down. That is total BS. Those numbers they're putting out every time cooked up. So inflation, especially food and energy, guys, and food definitely at all-time highs. It's not coming down. So we will see going into Wednesday what J. Powell actually does. Most likely in this case, this FOMC, you're not going to see a rate cut. And even going into May, you're not going to see a rate cut. And then June, there is a chance 50-50. We might see a rate cut, maybe even not. And that depends on more CPI numbers. So watch out, especially going into next week on Wednesday. On SPY ETF, it's down 0.69%. And if you look at my screen, holding on to this support 509 right here. Also, we do have strong support right here close to 509 from this 20-day moving average sitting at 508.68. So this is going to be your line in the sand right here on SPY ETF 509. Below that, you're going to see a drop possibly down to 503. And then watch out all the way down to this gap 497.37. Now, what we got today here? We got a doji indecision candle today here on SPY ETF. So I think that is because of FOMC next week. So here on SPY, guys, as long as I would say 509 can hold, watch out for a move back up to 511.82 to close this gap on top. And then right here, also watch out for this resistance to break 513.76, and above that, blue sky, and this thing can run back up to previous all-time highs and possibly a fresh new all-time high, and that would be hitting this target 520. But like I said, we got a doji indecision candle today, so watch out. If we get a gap down Monday below 20-day right here, 509, then things are gonna look different, and this thing can flush easily down to 503, and we do have this massive gap on bottom 497.37, and a lot actually depends on Jay Powell and also going into that FOMC on Wednesday. Every time he opens his mouth, either market crashes or we get a massive rally to the upside. So we just have to wait and find out. I'm expecting a lot of chop next week, especially Monday and Tuesday, and then a big directional move going into Wednesday's FOMC meeting. So that's going to be crucial for next week. If you're trading, I see a lot of chop beginning of the week, and then maybe we get a big directional move and possibly to the downside to close some of these gaps, at least this one down here, 497.37. What we see here in this market, every time market gaps down, guess what? Gap on top getting filled and gaps on bottom, who cares? I mean, look at how many gaps non-stop gapping up and going. Just recently, 3 gaps, and not to mention all these gaps down here, guys. So even if we get a pullback, even down to 480, that is still nothing of a pullback. Just a slight, tiny pullback, just a small correction. And trust me when I say this, whenever we get that, SPY ETF gets to 480, that previous all-time highs, guess what? A lot of people will say, well, market is crashing, don't buy anything. Well, that's not a crash. That is a normal pullback, just $40, not even that, $38 pullback to the downside. So if that happens, that would be great. Otherwise, I mean, market just pushing higher. It does not care about inflation, FOMC, CPI, PPI. Nothing is working here on this market. It's just going straight up, and you can see how straight this thing is going to the upside. So careful going into FOMC, because I think a big directional move will happen on Wednesday here in this market. And here's my X account, and if you guys are on there, definitely give me a follow, and there is no subscription, nothing you gotta go through. It's totally free, and you can always ask me a question right here on X. And here's some fantastic plays, and I'm going to share some swing trades and also some day trades right here that I took last week. Now, you can see this one here, guys, Moderna. I mean, look at this play. Got in right here at 114 and sold yesterday, Thursday, right here, pretty much at the bottom. Today, I think it was 101. So caught a $14 to $13 move to the downside, and that was massive right here. All out, you can see yesterday, 1:08 p.m. And this is where I got in 3/11/2024 right here at 10:17 a.m. $90 puts going through the roof right here on Moderna. Now let me show you guys another one, and this was the play right here, and I can only share because these things are already closed. You can see right here KRE, also we took puts. This one paid. Amazon puts right here, you can see added yesterday close to 180. And what happened today? 174, guys, 174. This was also a fantastic play. Now, I was actually going live in my Discord today, and you can see I made actually this announcement early in the morning, 9 o'clock, that I'll be live right here. And guess what? To play, only 2 things. And I'm going to show you guys right here on my daily trade ideas. Now, this is my watch list. I do not actually go and play all these tickers, only play 1 or 2, sometimes maybe 3, 4. Now, someone was asking last week, how come there is no losers? And you can see right here, guys, there are losers. Sometimes if I lose 1 trade, guess what? I can win 5 to 7 trades in a row. And you can see this one, we actually played Microsoft on Wednesday, we won. This was yesterday, shorted and then took a 25% loss, got out. But if I was holding up until today, it was a winner. Some people actually, my Patreon members, they actually held on, and guess what? They made money. And I can show you right here. Even this losing trade actually paid. So she held on right here. Well, not this one right here. 1,100 profit from Microsoft today. So she held on, she made money. Now, if you look at my screen, The reason I'm showing you guys this play of the day, guys, and whenever you can catch one of these plays, you just need one good setup, one good trade. Right here, AMD. What happened? My watch list was to play Netflix puts and AMD calls. Now look at this, guys. 184 right at opening. Live. It was only 45 cents. Now I put in 45,000 on the line, getting 1,000 contracts. Guess what, guys? Got out at 98 cents completely. And you guys can look up. That is just insane how much money you can make in just a matter of couple minutes. This thing exploded. Went over 350%. That was a massive trade right here on AMD. Now, usually I do call outs like these, but today was Friday, so only playing same day expiration. I actually never made the call out, but this was fantastic. I mean, yes, I left probably like 200K on the table, but this was a massive trade. If I was holding up until, I would say, 11 a.m., guess what? That was spending 45,000 and getting in back at least minimum 200,000. So all these trade ideas are available on Patreon, and especially if you guys want to support the channel and you guys are really into trading and serious, then check out their link down below in the description. On Triple Q, it's down 1.19%, and SPY ETF actually closing above 20-day moving average. And here in this case, Triple Q closing below 437.50 under 20-day moving average, and that is not bullish, at least for the tech sector going into next week. So going into Monday, guys, you can see today holding 432 right here as a support, went back up and now trading close to 434. Your line in the sand, 432. We get a gap down, then watch out. It might be coming all the way down to 430 and possibly down to rising 50-day moving average, 427.28, and then this gap, 425.70. Now to the upside, watch out for a move and possibly a breakout over 20-day moving average, 437.50. And soon as that happens, this thing can push even higher up to 440. And above 440, Triple Q out of the woods, and again, blue sky above. This thing can run all the way back up to 450 and possibly another fresh new all-time high. On IWM, it's up 0.19%, so kind of a flat day, and also closing below 20-day moving average, which is sitting at 203. We do have support at 202, so that is holding. We also have now resistance at 203, and above that 205, back up to 208, and then 212. Now IWM here coming down and closing this gap. I said it before in my video. From this gap, we could see a bounce, and this is exactly what we got, but we are not out of the woods yet. It's trading below 20-day moving average, which is sitting at 203. So your line in the sand, I would say from 202 to 200, and then watch out 198 as strong support on IWM. Now, if this thing actually pushes next week, and that is so sad when you see IWM going up, inflation also going up. And that is bad for rate cuts. And guess what? All those regional banks are here on Russell 2000. And that is not a good news because those are blowing up, right? And you can see immediately, since that inflation data came out, this thing pulling back. I mean, that is a big move, guys. From 210 down to almost 200. As a matter of fact, under 200 almost. So here on IWM, you need to watch 202, 200, 198 support. To the upside, it needs to get above 203, 205, and then you're going to see continuation all the way up to 208 and possibly even 212. On DIA, it's down 0.5% and now it's trading below rising 20-day moving average 388.88. So that's going to be a resistance to watch on DIA to the upside, and above that 390 all the way up to 393. To the downside, we do have strong support right here at 384, and below that all the way down here 376. And I think at some point you're going to see a big pullback. So far, I mean, it's nothing big, just consolidating right here. until this thing breaks under 376, you're not going to see a significant correction on Dow Jones. So on VIX, same story on a different day. Again, another rejection from that same level 15 and now pulling back down to 1441, flat on the day and just holding above 1431 right here, 5-day moving average. So that's going to be your line in the sand right here. Next week going into Monday's session, 1431, and below that a quick drop all the way down to 13. To the upside, it needs to get above 15. And I've been saying this for a long time, guys. No breakout confirmation on VIX. We got above, crushed under 15 again. Again today got above 15 and then crushed under 15 before closing. So bulls, especially for the market, doing a great job. They're buying up those dips and pushing this thing back down again until we see a breakout above 15, some consolidation here or some big bad news may be waiting out there. We get some bad news, some bad catalyst. In that case, yes, we could see a rapid, spike here on VIX above 15. And once we get that, then watch out for a move up to 18 to 20. Until then, just watch the resistance right here at 15, and a strong support will be down here at 1431 and then 13 bucks all the way down here. On TNX, it's up 0.14%, so kind of a flat day, but look at this bullish engulfing candle from Thursday. We got some follow through, but also if you look at my screen, what we got here, guys? Low, and then low, higher high, higher low, and again, we might get that higher high on TNX. Now, if that happens, you can see already NASDAQ 100 pulling back. We got this big bullish engulfing candle. And if this thing continues next week, you're going to see a move all the way up to 43.70. And soon as that breaks, there might be more upside all the way up to this gap right here, guys. And that's going to be close to 48. And you know what that means. Market will come down. All those big tech names are going to come down. So here on TNX, now there will be support at 42.11. And below that, 41 right here, and then 40.53 lower Bollinger Band on this daily chart. Now so far this mini uptrend and this higher highs and higher lows so far holding, and that is bullish on TNX. We just need that breakout over 43.70, and once we get that, there's gonna be more upside here on 10-year, guys. So watch out, this thing can spike also next week. So the dollar staying flat on the day, or at least green on the day, and you can see big bullish engulfing candle inside this bull flag. Now, are we going to see dollar breaking out of this mini downtrend and possibly out of this bull flag? And if that happens, it needs to get above 103.58. And soon as that happens, guys, more upside here on dollar, 104.48, and possibly can run all the way up to 106. Now, here on dollar, you need to watch critical support down here, 103. That's going to be your line in the sand, also with 5-day moving average. Strong support down here, 103, and below that, all the way back down to 102.61. That is going to be also a strong level to watch. And you can see how we got this look below and then trapping a lot of bears and then going right back up. So hopefully next week with FOMC, this thing breaks out. And if that happens, then we can talk about more upside on dollar above 103.58. And that's all I have for you guys in this video. Have a great weekend, guys.